Hello again, everybody. This is Henry with the PSI Defense Channel. I read all the comments, and as you guys know, I try to respond the best I can. But I had a request after the last walk around video of my carbine. I had a request that somebody wanted me to do a similar video with my T.8. I'm assuming it was the T.8 SMG is what I call it. It's not really a machine gun, but it looks like an SMG because a regular T.8, all I've done to it is put the Tallon grip tape, the Milsig heat core O-ring, and the Balder Mini tac-light laser combo. So there's not a lot of modifications I did to this, not a lot of modifications you need. And I've shot in 52 joules with this. I've got it turned down to I think maybe 40 joules, and then I get up over 30 through the whole clip. Love this guy. But what I am assuming they were talking about is this little guy right here. Call it an SMG. It's kind of like that form factor. Of course, it's semi-automatic. Kind of reminds you of the World War II grease gun. I kind of really love it. I keep this by the nightstand, so if there's anything that I hear at night and I need to reach out of bed and grab something, and I can see it with a light. Of course, there's a strobe feature. Green laser, red dot, green dot with selectable reticles. But let me give you a tour. So of course, like all my First Strike Tiberius markers, I started out with the Milsig heat core O-ring. Grimburg, get you a pack of 3. I think it's $9.50 plus shipping. They come very quickly. Tallon grip tape or grip sheet. I really love it. I love the look. Put a little something on the foregrip there. It's very easy. If I get another one, I might just rip this off and just do a tutorial video on how to do this because I think it's so incredible. And I learned a little bit along the way. I could probably do a better job of fit and finish and getting it the way I want. But with the T.8, the ergonomic grip is far better than the TCP in my, not TCP, but FSC in my opinion. I guess maybe because I have larger hands and it just fits perfectly, and I just want a little bit more grip. And I haven't gotten into any of the stipling yet. I may try some of that out. I may not. I don't know. But I really love the grip sheets from Tallon. So moving right along, I got this the compensator. It's an aluminum compensator. I actually lucked up on these because you can't find them anywhere. I found them on eBay. Some guy in Canada was selling 2 of them for 35 bucks, so I jumped on that immediately. And then release the mag. I'm shooting HP68s from Grimburg out of this because the T8.1s have absolutely no problem with these. They don't jam very often, unlike the FSCs, which I have to shoot joules. But I've got the 9-inch eBay barrel in here, and I've heard some talk and some questions about what kind of tips can you put on the eBay barrels. As you see, the threads aren't very long, and what this is actually a Lapco aluminum birdcage flash hider, and I believe I ordered it from ANC. They've got several different styles, about 20 bucks. And it doesn't feel like it's going to go on very well at first, but as you turn it and snug it down, it's very secure, very straight. I've fired plenty of rounds through this, no catching, no anything, so yeah. Lapco tips work fine on the eBay barrels. While I got my barrel out, let me check my detents. They look like they're sticking out pretty good. Pro tip about your detents, I don't know if you could see this, but you really want to get that surface as flat as possible. Sometimes it'll wrinkle up and it'll fold and dent in, and just take a pick and work at it and get it to unfold and seal it properly. It makes a difference. Take your time, do it right. My dad used to tell me anything worth doing is doing right, so take a little extra spare time. All right, and then I will remove my red dot green dot so you guys can see what I did here. I just took a riser extension with a weaver rail mount. I actually purchased this. I actually purchased this from eBay, thinking it was a regular picatinny riser. This is, of course, is a picatinny rail on top, but this is the weaver style attachment on the bottom. But since I didn't have a weaver rail, and since it was so inexpensive, I just kept it. It looks really good. It has this extension. Usually the extensions go forward, but mine goes this way because I just like how that looks. And what I did, I bonded it to the top of the T8.1 using the QuickSet JB Weld. Works fine. Got some Loctite. There's some things, you know, sometimes you may want to Loctite with your markers, but the JB Weld is what I use to attach upper sights and rails if I want to attach it to the actual body. What you want to do, you want to scuff the finish, the anodized coating at the top of your marker, scuff the bottom of whatever you're attaching, place it on. I like the QuickSet because, you know, it's not an actual firearm. You don't have a lot of impact here, and it's very solid. I mean, I'd be hard pressed to really break this thing off of here if I wanted to. And then I just took a Sharpie so that you can't see any of the gray, so it just looks black. Forgive my muzzle discipline. I know I pointed this at myself, but there's nothing in here, so it's unchambered, safety on. So yeah, I JB welded that to the top there. It's got this optic. It's really nice. Let's see if I can get you a picture of what it looks like. It's got push buttons, and every time you tap one, you get an additional level of brightness. There it is. You see it's green. I believe that's a circle with a dot in it. This is my favorite one. Crosshairs with a dot in the center, circle with a dot, and then I believe there's just a dot. Yep, there you go. Or you can go red. One thing I found out about my red dot sights, at first when I got my first red dot sight that I got on my FSC carbine, I noticed that the reticle was like very blurry, and I thought maybe because it was so inexpensive that it was just junk. But apparently I got some new glasses with a anti-reflective coating on it, and now they're just as clear as can be. So that, I guess that makes a difference. This one has a really nice mounting arm, so not a whole lot to that. You just slide it on, flick the arm, lock it in, secure. So of course, now since I've taken it off, I'm gonna bore sight this again. Got laser bore sighter, so a good video that I can make. So I'll laser bore sight this and post that video here in a couple days. So that's my top rail, my sighting, my grip sleeve, my compensator, the barrel tip, and last but not least, this beauty. Absolutely love it. It's an aircraft aluminum foregrip with tack light and green dot laser. Of course, as I said in my previous video, that I use all green dot lasers for one, because in the daylight it's proven that you can see the color green better. Shows up pretty bright at night. And then also I have a red laser bore sighter, so that when you're sighting in, when I'm sighting in my laser, there's of course that contrast, because if you have red and red dot, it gets difficult if you're about 15-20 feet away from your target to actually sight it in. So you want to have a contrasted color. So I'll take this off. It's just this screw attachment here. And it comes off your rail and has some really easy controls, so when you're grabbing it, your thumb rests right on the light. So one click turns it on, a slight push activates the strobe effect, and then just to the side is your green laser. And you have elevation and windage adjustments here and here. Came with the Allen keys to do that with. Very smooth cap. Of course, I put a little lube on there. Where's that stuff? Put a little grease on there. I had it out here. I used a First Strike ointment on all my metal-to-metal contact surfaces. It's got a really nice O-ring, so it gives you the impression that it's weatherized. It is a very bright LED. I'll put the link in the description, of course. I don't remember how many lumens, but I brought this outside at night and it's very bright. It takes these lithium, I use lithium Energizer size 1, 2, 3 batteries. Going like that. These last a really long time, so I use the lithium instead of just nickel cadmium batteries. And that's pretty much it. T8.1 by the First Strike is a beast. The T8.1 by Tiberius, the older models, is even better, and I'll show you in another video why when I take these things apart. And got one more modification, well, a couple more modifications I got planned. I haven't gotten a trigger yet. That's about a $50 modification. It's hard to bring myself to buy a small piece of aluminum that big for 50 bucks, but it really looks sick, and I think it'll complete the look of this thing nicely. But I'm going to be putting a passenger side trigger, index finger trigger release, because with the mag release, your thumb doesn't touch it, so you kind of have to do a little adjustment like that to release the mag and then re-grip it. Whereas if you have it on this side, for your index finger, you can maintain your grip, release your mag, and then you're ready to go. So that's coming up in another video. If you guys really like the content that I'm putting out, like the videos, subscribe to my channel. It really helps. And if you want to know when I've released some new content, hit the bell notification. I knew that, well, I started out with YouTube, and I was like, I didn't want to subscribe to a bunch of stuff, and I didn't want them bothering me on my phone. I've got plenty of notifications as it is, but for the pages that I actually like and they're useful to me, it's not a big hassle. So it really helps out the channel, really helps me get more content out to you guys. If you have any questions about less lethal markers or ammunition or any kind of upgrades or modifications, drop a comment down there. Of course, I'll answer you, and I appreciate you guys for watching. Take care of yourselves.